Hello, welcome to the Epilogue of Web of Cruelty. 6 months later, Morgan is living alone in a forest. One morning, she is aiming her bow at the neck of a male deer with fully grown antlers. She lets go of the string, and her arrow stabs the buck's neck. It runs away until it tumbles onto the ground. There's a trail of blood leading to it. It grunts at Morgan. She grabs a knife, stabs its neck, and slits the throat to give it a quick death. There's a large pool of blood under it. She says, "Sorry." She skins the animal and cuts pieces of meat out. Then Morgan puts them in a bag. She carries the bag to her campfire, and she uses tongs to cook a piece of meat. She eats the cooked venison. After she finishes eating, she says, I'll never get used to my own cooking. It just never tastes right." Well, look at me talking to myself again. She remembers that she has been alone in the forest for a month. She counts her tally marks that she carved into a tree to make sure she counted correctly yesterday, and it turns out that she did. She carves another mark into the tree, and she feels a burst of excitement because today is the last day. She packs her stuff, puts the fire out, and gets ready to leave. She travels far to Waterdeep. She makes many stops to eat meat and drink water along the way, and it's already night when she finally gets there. She then goes inside the promenade and finds Azura. Azura hugs her and says, "So, it's finally been a month. I missed you." Morgan hugs back and says, "Yeah, I missed you too." Tears are running down from both of their eyes. Azura says, "Well, let's bring you to Nerevar and Ardeen." Morgan is led to them. Nerevar instantly cries, finally, as he runs to hug her. Morgan hugs back, and Ardeen says, "You're back. Has it been a month already?" She says, Yes, it has." They hug each other. Nerevar says, "Well, we need you to see Trelasara." The four of them travel out into the dancing haven. Trelasara says, "You're back. Are you ready to perform the sword dance?" Morgan says, "Yes, Trelasara." She says, "Good. Here's a great sword." Morgan takes the sword and goes outside of the dancing haven. She places the sword handle in the ground, and she dances around it until the sword cuts small wounds into all of her limbs. "That's good," says Trelasara. Morgan stops dancing. Trelasara says, "You were trained well to become a nature cleric of Eilistrei. You spent a month on the surface, hunting for your own food. And now you performed the sword dance in the moonlight. I think you're ready to become a sword dancer." Morgan says, "Thank you so much." Trelasara says, "Don't thank me. You earned it." Azura says, "Congratulations. You're a sword dancer now." Morgan says, "Yeah, just like you. I hope I can help Drow leave Menzoberranzan too." Azura says, "I'm sure you will." Ardeen says, "Morgan, you asked about my past when we met, and I didn't tell you." Morgan says, "Yeah, I remember." Ardeen says, "Well, my mother was a druid, and my father was a nature cleric of Rilithane Ralafil, and they got killed by bandits. Their gods didn't protect them, so for a long time I didn't worship any gods until I learned of Eilistrei." Morgan says, "Whoa, I'm sorry, that's a lot to think about. Why did you decide to tell me now?" Ardeen says, "Because we've known each other for a long time, and you earned my trust." Morgan says, "I trust you too. You're like a brother to me." Ardeen looks shocked. Nerevar smiles and Azura says, "Aw." Ardeen says, "You're my sister now." Morgan says, "We're all a family now." The end. Okay, that is the end of Web of Cruelty, which means it's also the end of this series. So, yeah, I hope you liked the short story. Goodbye.